A warm welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome, and please do subscribe. If you have subscribed and you're returning to hear my story, thank you so much. Just know that you're much appreciated here. I hope by the grace of God you're all keeping well. And as for me, I am still in awe of all that the Lord has done for me in these last 2 years. As I was saying in my previous videos, like, my journey has been so long, and I believe everyone goes through this, that in life we have phases where God tries to prompt us to remember Him. We fall into situations. He starts off gently, like situations that we can manage. And normally when we manage, we think it's by our own strength that we get up and back on our feet and straight back we run into the world and forget Him again. And I did that often. And I guess 2 years ago He decided to let me take a steep fall, to come to a point where I was so desperate for Him. And he got me. He got me, because now here I was flying off to Uganda, excited that it's my own will, that I decided I love this man, I'm gonna marry him. As a hard-working person, I knew that I was going to hit every target I set out to achieve, and the fact that we were both on the same page over the phone, over the months that we were dating, I had no doubt that this was it. So, as I say, when we arrived there and we started arguing a lot. When we reached my mom's city, where his ex actually lives, it happened. I saw it happen from the moment, that day when I told him, block this person. The argument started. And then 2 days before we got married, we had this big argument. I had even said, you know what, as soon as the sun rises tomorrow morning, I want you gone. But then my sister was on the phone talking to us, my friends, and we decided to go ahead. We both didn't know why we were always arguing. So we got married. His cousin came over with the baby. It was a very simple occasion. Even when I look back now, it's like months later, I know I was crying about everything that I was going through. But when I think back now, like special moments, like on that day, I made him. We're in a place, like it's the village is a place where you don't find a supermarket like here, like Asda or Tesco, whatever, and can just walk in and buy a bouquet of flowers, because I want to have flowers, whole flowers, even if it was just a civil wedding at the register. I decided to send him out. He had to get up very early in the morning, and because we had booked ourselves into a hotel, he had to get up early in the morning to go and pick flowers from the hotel gardens, like. So it was with some leaves. He made something creative out of it. I loved it. So it was simple, just 5 of us. And then we had a nice dinner at my friend's house, and that was it. And then the next day, his cousin left for the city, but she took my number, wanted to keep in touch over WhatsApp. I really took her like she was now my family, So when we went back, we got married on a Monday, and that Sunday I was to fly back to London. And by Saturday, things were so bad, you know, we were just arguing every day. And Saturday was so bad. I just even told him, you know what, if you don't keep quiet, I'm going to punch you. It was that bad. Then I flew away. Then we again had some peace for another day before I flew away. And when I flew back on that Sunday night, I spoke to him just for a bit on the Monday when I had just landed back in the UK. And it was like, oh, it was like it's coming back. I was just in the hope that it's coming back. We're getting back to finding ourselves again. But then it happened on Monday. Tuesday we spoke just a bit, and then he went. Then it was quiet. He went missing. I called even a friend, the lady who helped my mom's house help, who during the time when she was with us, she was always telling me, oh, I want to come to your wedding, when she was insisting. And I called her. I said, I can't find him, blah, blah, blah. So she sent her son. He found him. And I said, give him the phone. I need to talk to him. And he said, no. So this person was now a total stranger. Not even like a week after we married, he was now a total stranger. Yeah, so he kept going missing. He would not pick up my calls. He would not reply. He would tell his cousin, because now she was like playing the middleman. Yeah, it was also that strange that all of a sudden she said, oh, I understand him. He knows me. He listens to me. So we found ourselves that we couldn't communicate. So he would tell her what she has to tell me, and I will have to go through her. Because if we got on the phone, it was just, we were not on the same page. And that was strange, right? And then it started off like something started to tick when she is Muslim, and every year she says he buys her clothes for their religious celebrations. And that year he had said, oh, he doesn't have the money. So I told her, you know what, it's all right, because I'm a believer, and anything for God I support. So I sent her money to get herself and the baby clothes to buy whatever she wanted to buy. And the comment she meant was like, I'm so happy that we are friends, because he had an ex-girlfriend who was jealous. When he gave me money, she used to complain a lot. She'd be like, oh, why are you giving? I don't believe that's even your cousin. Why are you always giving her money, blah, blah, blah. And then she sort of had an evil laugh, yeah? An evil laugh, like she had sort of like an evil laugh. And then she said, but in the end, I won and he left her. That's what she said. So I thought, but I said, no, I must have heard wrong. But over the weeks, yeah, so many things happened. Within August alone, my eye went blind. I got a cataract. Full, matured. Within this, I had been for my eye check tests. Everything was fine, even when the beginning of the year. But now I'm in August. There's a matured cataracts in my eye, completely blocked my eye. And then I decided to take my mom was like, you know what, this is a trend here that people are sending cataracts. They go to the shrine and send cataracts, yeah. And the house help, she said, this is the reason why I kept insisting that I wanted to come to your wedding, because I wanted to push you aside, take you aside, yeah, and sort of tell you what's actually happening around here, because we needed to go to church and get a blessing there before you go off and marry this person, yeah. Because she says it's just normal for people to go to the shrine. Young girls and young men just walk into shrines, like it's a normal thing, like just going to the supermarket. Like when someone decides, okay, I want this guy, you should just go with your name, or I want this man, you know. And guys, same with the guys. And she said, whatever is happening to you, it's definitely someone is doing something somewhere, because whatever I was saying was just, I thought I was going insane, yeah. So when now my cataracts was just the eye hospital, the optician, he could not explain how and cataracts can build up and mature within months, yeah. So I was, they couldn't even see the back of my eye, and they said I should go to the eye hospital, because this would definitely need surgery, yeah. So mom said, a neighbor of hers, she had the same thing, her one, another neighbor had sent it to her, just because she's jealous that her husband is a teacher or something like that. And then she went to the church and they prayed over her after the surgery. And then she confronted her neighbor, and the neighbor said she admitted and begged for forgiveness. So mom was like, maybe you should come and go to the church for prayers and all that. And because I just come back, that was August, I just come back from Uganda in July, and I was flying back with my sons in December. So I said, no, I can't get annual leave again. But then in August, that very August, yeah, these are things happening within the first month. And she was like, oh, that's the cousin, right? She was like, oh, you can't get a visa. I know that it takes years to get a visa, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, it's true. Because I hadn't started even I hadn't started the process of the visa, yeah. Because I knew that visas are hard to get. Yeah, so I decided to take a week off social media and go into a prayer and fast, just to focus on to focus on starting the process of the visa. I needed God's hand in it. So I did the prayer and fast, and folks, God just opened everything. Everything was on point. All my paperwork, the documents. Normally, when couples apply for visas, yeah, like in his case, he would have to prove how much he earns and bring all his bank statements, whatever he has in his saving, he has to declare all that. And on my side as well, because they need to see that we have enough money, yeah, we have enough, our finances are enough to take care of us, that he will not come to the country and be a burden on the system. So when I did that prayer and fast, then I started going to look into the process. Everything was on point. My paperwork, my finances, everything was on point. They even said, you know what, he doesn't even need to prove his finances there. All he needs to do is go to the embassy to get the biometrics and the signature and the fingerprints done. That's all. He doesn't need to prove anything. And he was gonna get his work permit, everything, and I had put the children's name on the application as well. So we're going to get a family card, and he would, if as soon as he had gone for the fingerprints, it would take like 2 weeks to get his card and ready to go to come. So I was so excited, yeah. I called him, and then we were just like so happy. And then I he said he would go on a Monday. I said, which date is best for you? He said a Monday. And then he would leave his city on Sunday. So I called his cousin. That was a Thursday. I called. I said, because this is like a very formal sort of appointment, and I know he would be a bit anxious. I said, oh, he's coming to the capital. She lives in the capital. He's coming to the capital. Can you please just do me a favor and like accompany him? And she was like, what? That reaction alone, what? Have you already got him to go for to have you already applied for the visa and got an appointment? Then she's like, when do you want him, when do you want him to leave? Then I said, I'm coming in December, and I'm returning with him. And she's like, what? That wasn't a happy what? It was like, she wasn't definitely happy about that. Then she said, why are you taking him away so soon? That's what she said. And I was shocked. And then she goes, are you afraid that he will get another woman? And I'm like, when we come from third world countries, yeah, we normally have this thing where we all think about those we left behind. And I told her, but the sooner he comes, he will support the whole family more easier. And then she said, no, I don't have time. I'm busy. And that was it. Then I said, all right. So I called him and I told him, your cousin has said she's not willing. She doesn't have time. And he said, it's okay. So I said, let's just, I'll just be on the phone and support him as much as I can. So the shocking is that on Sunday, Sunday morning, the very day that he was supposed to start his trip to the city, he sends me a text. He sends me a message to say that I can't make it tomorrow to the city. Yeah, I can't make it for that appointment. I've got something else I got to do. And I'm like, what? This was something we both were speaking of. Other couples who would give everything for that appointment. There's some people who wait years for that appointment to reach that stage, and he just turned it down. He said, postpone, can you reset another day? So I knew then that there was something wrong. And over the weeks, things are changing. From that time when I said that, when I spoke to her and she knew that he's coming, yeah, she sort of like wasn't happy anymore, not picking my calls and all that. And then I noticed for sure that she must have gone and connected to the baby mama. Yeah, because now the baby mama starts to harass me, to stalk me on social media. Yeah, she will go to my pages, my public pages, and start dropping comments there. Oh, this is my baby boo, my baby daddy, and all that and all that. So I knew for sure that this is now his so-called sister trying to stop him from coming to me. Yeah. Then when I even confronted him, not confronting, I sent him a message that, and then I called him and I told him that, listen, your ex, yeah, she's harassing me and all that. And he goes like he didn't even care. He didn't care. It was like he was protecting her instead. So we had an argument, and then he blocked me. This is someone I was married to. He blocked me. his cousin was, so I blocked her as well. So I said, okay, I don't want anything to do with it. And over the weeks, I could see that even his ex is starting to come back in his life, yeah, sort of, because she also does music, whatever. So he would be shooting her videos, and the kind of songs she's bringing out, things like, oh, I'm happy now and all that. I was like, all right. I started to hurt a lot. And then I flew to Uganda in September, an emergency, because it was family issues. I tell you, I've always loved flying back home, yeah. And it's always been exciting, yeah. And the fact that in July I went home to get married, it was even the best trip ever. Now September comes, I have no contact to the man I married. Things are getting I'm blind in one eye. My mental state is just going down. I got on the plane, and I must be honest, yeah, those weeks I could not sleep. Yeah, I could not sleep. I was having panic attacks. Yeah, I was anxious all the time. Yeah, I got on the plane in London, and the first drink that I ordered was a vodka, and that went all the way up to Uganda. I was on vodka just to numb the pain, because it helped me at least just be numb. I would be awake, but I'll be numb. But if I didn't take it, I'd be crying, screaming, and all that, yeah. So, and my friend, her husband was in Uganda. Her husband was in Uganda. He was picking me up, and I was staying at theirs. She told him in what state I was. So she told him, buy gin, we have our local gin, buy gin and orange. That is what's going to calm her down. Yeah. So as soon as I got out, picture this, from London to Uganda, I'm on vodka. Yeah. I reach in, but I've never been one who is drunk and becomes a nuisance. I'm just calm. I don't do any kind of weird things. I am just calm. So at the airport, he picks me up. The first thing I had my big water bottle and mixed gin. And that was how I was in Uganda for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And then also other things were happening, issues, family that are fighting my family. It was just like I ended up being there like for 5 weeks, because my passport was confiscated because a cousin did this and that through connections and all that. So it was just a crazy time, and I could not sleep. I had that water bottle like it was like, I don't know, a part of me. And my mom at sometimes said, what are you drinking there? I'm like, oh, it's juice. It's just juice. She said, you need to drink some tea and all. I said, it's too hot to drink tea. But I was on this the whole time, folks. The whole 5 weeks I was in the morning, first thing. Even the bottle was still, I will always refill it. It was next to my pillow. In the night when I wake up, I have to take another sip just to numb me down. And I didn't see him. So over the months, it kept coming. He'd call maybe once or send a text message once in 4 weeks. And by December, and then we tried. Then no, when I was there, then in October I was flying back. Then he texted me, and I said I'm still in Uganda. So we met up, and he said, you know what, it was a mistake to tell my cousin. And then it turns out that she's a daughter of her mom is a co-wife. They're 4 wives. And he said, yeah, and she goes to the shrine. So obviously, probably she learned that from her mom. So now here I was, because when we had talked before, he had said, oh, when he comes abroad, he's going to just focus on me and our kids. He's tired of taking care of people, the whole family, and who. So he was looking forward to it. But I guess that was not what she wanted. She didn't want him to leave. And the baby mama as well. So I had two ladies who were financially depending on this man and were going to extremes to keep him there, because her mother is a witch, and they have a shrine, and that is to the point. It came to a point that even the mother, yeah, his ex's mother, she was going on the streets laughing, telling everyone, this guy is not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He will not marry any other woman if he doesn't marry my daughter. And I always told, I started to see it. They wanted, first of all, by sending the cataracts, they wanted to get me to a point where I lose my job. I can't go to work anymore. Then my finances will go down. I'll get into financial trouble, in a financial fix. And then when I went there in December, I met him. Yeah, for one day we met him, and then he met my son, and her brother, the ex's brother, sort of passed by and saw us. So we were like, we need to try again, see what we can do, because mind you, he tried to go to for him to go to the embassy 3 times, and every time something happened to stop that. Yeah, so when we returned with from after December, my son wasn't even well. I could see something was wrong, and I was so desperate. I started looking for God, because I was so desperate. I was seeing things that were not normal. I was seeing things that were not everything of mine was going down. So I went from one prophet to another, one church to another. They would see, say, this person has done this person has done this. The ex and the cousin, they have properly fixed stuff that you and him no, they don't want you to take him away from them. But I was still holding on. I held on to this man. I was like, I am not leaving. I'm not leaving. And I was now crying every day, because I didn't know what to do. I was suicidal. I started when I'm in my car, I was scared for myself. I was like, when I go out and when I'm driving, something would just say, drive off the bridge, drive off the bridge. I always felt the urge, yeah. And I was even afraid to cross the road, because I would stand there and something was like, just do it. So I started getting scared. And then I said, and my friends and my family, they normally know that I can manage all my battles myself. But this time I was called, anyone who calls, I said, please, I need help. I need help. That is when they knew this was, and there was something definitely wrong. So I called a friend. I said, I need a pastor. Now I knew what I needed. I needed someone to start me off on my spiritual journey, to pray with me. So, but then he gave me a number of a pastor / psychiatrist. And when she came on the phone, I would have expected her to say, let's start praying. But the first thing she said again, talking about taking antidepressants, joining this self-help group, whatever help group, and what. I told her, no, I don't need that. I need someone to pray with me and start the journey. So the conversation ended there. And another prophet sent me a message, or God has said I should be the one to walk with you on this spiritual journey. But I didn't feel it, because all this time I started praying. Because even the last couple of weeks, when before we totally broke off contact, I told him we need to pray. When I knew the baby mama, he knew it. I told him about it. I said, the baby mama, this and this. I said, we need to pray. But he wasn't taking it serious. He wasn't. So I was now desperate. Now I was on my own, because I could not find anyone who would pray with me. Then I remember there was someone back home who used to pray with my mom. She was really prayerful. And we started praying. I had the cataracts surgery in February, and every 2-3 weeks my eye got infected. It was so many things. My eye was refusing to heal. The steroids were supposed to be there only 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, my eye is not healed. I have to keep going on and on. And I could hardly work. Because every 2-3 weeks I had, my eye was infected. My eye was so sensitive, I couldn't do any I couldn't even read, because of the light, the computer light, and even my phone. Sometimes I could not, my sons will have to pick the phone because it was too bright. My eyes were so sensitive. At work, they're telling me, oh, you need to do these mandatory trainings. And I'm like, I can't even sit on and stare at the screen for more than 5 minutes. So everything was going down. I would cry. I would sit practically in the bedroom. Yeah, every time when my eye got infected, as soon as it starts off with a bad head, a migraine, and then my sons quickly have to close all the curtains and make the room completely dark. So now I was so desperate. I started crying to God like never before. I said, God, I have gone from one church to another. I have done A, B, C, D. Yeah. And at least tell me where to go then. If I cannot, if I have to go through this, at least send me someone who will walk with me. Yeah, at least. So what he then did, that was now like a year after I started dating this guy, yeah? Or 6 months after we got married and all these things started. That was now like I was going through that situation for 6 months. Then sitting in the room with my eye bandaged again because of another infection. My son, I told him to turn on some sermons for me. I was just listening. My eyes closed, the room is dark and all that. Folks, and just like as though I just woke up from a dream, yeah. I picked up on one sermon and that was it. That was it. The understanding started coming. You all got to understand, I am over 40, yeah, and I have been in church ever since I was a child. Every Sunday we went to church. I've tried, at 16, I tried to read the Bible from the beginning to the end. I did not understand Jack. Even here, when I was here, even until 2019, I was in a Bible study group. I still did not understand nothing. But after falling in this deep, God just let me like run around first. He wanted to see how desperate I was. He wanted to see how much I craved him. I was not finding help. And when it's like I was running around and running, and then I just sat down and I said, God, now I have no other way. If you don't help me, then you might as well just take me, because I cannot deal with this now. And I was crying. I was crying every day, sitting in the dark with my eyes bandaged. And then I picked it up through hearing. Just the sermon was on. And I was like, huh? I started thinking, hearing, and the understanding just started pouring on my head. I was like, huh? What? I was like, it was like, then my son started slowly changing. You remember my son, when I came back with him, they'd done something to him as well, because they wanted us dead. He started changing as well, slowly. Yeah. And then I was when my eye would again heal, not completely heal, but when the infection went down, I started just on sermons, watching one sermon. I started going through the Bible. Understanding started pouring all over me, like it was like I just woke up. That's why they call it a spiritual awakening. It's like 1 minute I'm holding the Bible, I can't understand, and the next minute it just as clear as day. So I started praying with one lady, yeah. But over the weeks, then he revealed that she was a fake pastor, because she used to be good. Because the thing is, when you start praying with God and he gives you a anointing, if you now let yourself become corrupted, he will pull back. So she was in the village. She used to pray well, but then she moved to the city. Now, city girl, you want to bleach yourself, you want to dress up fine, you want to do this. So he pulled back. So when he has pulled back, you, as someone calling yourself a woman of God, what do? You have to substitute to keep this present, like, or to keep this image that I am a pastor. So she is going now more to get her anointing, not from God, but from the occult. So it was exposed. And then also it started coming to me. I'm like, but you don't know this scripture? You don't know about this in the Bible? How is it that you're praying and calling on the name of Jesus, but you don't even know much about his walk on earth, his gospel? So it came to a point that, because she would say like, this thing of seed, I would send money for seed for their church. Seed here, seed there. We need to pray together on the phone. We need to bring intercessors to pray. And I would send money, but then that money turns out she would be flashing it on buying herself this. She lied to me like, oh, it's going to the church, but it's on her. It's on her, buying new clothes, buying this, living an expensive life. So thank God that he revealed that to me. And I then started gaining understanding about myself. Like it was like from February, when I had the eye surgery, to September, I was still having these issues. Like every 3 to 4 weeks, it's like I am having eye infection that I was refusing to heal. Drops that I was supposed to only use 6 weeks. In September, I was still using it. The doctors were like, I flew to Germany. The specialists were like, this is not good. If you keep on these steroids for more than 6 weeks, from 6 weeks later, from the 6th week, you have the possibility that you could completely lose your eye, because it's not meant for more than that. But then they gave me another substitute, which was less harmful, but my eye rejected it. It wanted this. It's like they wanted me to use something that would completely do my eye in. And I was just on it. I said, God, my eye is going. I have no option. I'm just waiting on you. And in those those in those months where now I was praying by myself. Yeah, I will pray. I at night when I go to work, I was working as a support worker. Yeah, I was working as a with mental young adults with mental health issues, and my shifts were mostly nights. Yeah, and it was alone work. Yeah, so I'll be there on my own the whole night. But oh, folks, come see how at night I'd be wrestling with spirits. They will, it would come and start choking me. This was how bad I was now. How I was wrestling with these things. It came to a point like there was an elderly, there was a lady. She left actually after a while. She left after, when I started working in that company. She left like 5-6 weeks later. But when I told her what happened to the first time it happened, she said she said she would bring me some holy water. Yeah, so over the weeks it kept coming. Yeah, but when she knew that I was coming on shift, yeah, she would go around the whole house and sprinkle holy water and pray when she knew I was coming on shift, because it was so bad. I would be sitting there, yeah, or standing or whatever. I'm on my own. These service users are asleep. It's dark. It's dark outside. It's quiet, and then can you imagine having these things just choking you? The first times I was so like afraid, yeah. But then I came to a point because I had seen now enough of these issues, yeah. I I was now like, you know what? I would just give them my neck. I say, yeah. I say, do what you want. Because I was building myself up in the word. I was praying, you know. I said, God, search my heart. Search my heart. If I've done these people wrong, then take me. Then let them take me. So I changed my prayer, because normally when someone does you wrong, you start to pray, oh, may this person fall and this and this and this. But I changed my prayer. I started saying, God, I have not done them wrong. So many people have taken from me. I have given out of my heart. I don't even get anything back. I don't even fight for anything back. Yeah. But here I am, and they're attacking me. So I said, God, what I pray for now is that I started calling their names. I made sure at 3 a.m., as they always say, 3 a.m. in the middle of the night is when these evil people are at work. I started making sure I'm awake. If I'm not at work, I get up. I set my alarm and I wake up. And I call all their names. I said, this person, this person, this person. Lord, I want you, please. I beg you. I beg you to show them whom I serve. Because if whatever their weapons they're sending in on me will harm me, they will not believe when I go out there and say, I serve you. I changed my prayer like that. I said, all I want, I don't hate them. All I want is for you to show them whom I serve. And that was every night, every night. I had to let him go. I decided, you know what, I'm not going to fight, because a grand aunt of mine told me a story. She said, you know, the moment, the day that I finally blocked him, I think that was towards autumn. 2020, that was last year. It was August, September there. I blocked him. I finally blocked him. I said, I'm letting go of this person. So then I called my grand aunt, yeah, and then she told me. So she said, did you block him? I said, yeah. And then she said, let me tell you something, yeah. My great grandma, she was the first wife married to my great granddad, and he decided to go and marry a second wife. But the second wife wanted now to be the only wife, so she went and planted something in the grounds, in the compound, and my grandmother stepped on it and she died. And then she said, when she was buried, my great grandfather didn't know about that, but it came to light when my great grandma died and was buried. I think she wanted my great grandfather to know. So what happened was her coffin bubbled up. It came back up out of the earth, and then that was a sign for great granddad to find out what was going on. And then he found out that it was his second wife who killed the first wife. So there was drama. Well, he took her back to her family and all that. So my grand aunt was like, you see, my advice is, I just told you that story about your great grandma because I don't want you to lose your life over a man, you know. And if you've now blocked him and said your life is more important, and that helped me. So then I just continued praying. I made sure every night I continued the prayers. I said, God, I want to glorify your name, honor your name in my life here. So I kept praying until November, first week of November. It was actually the second week of November, yeah. On a Monday, my eyes still up and down, up and down. Then I said, you know what? I had to call Mom. I said, Mom, I can't get off these eye drops. I need to come to I'm just going to leave this eye. Probably I need to go back and fight them through the shrine. If that's what they want, I will have to fight them through the shrine. That's what I said. And then I prayed on the Monday. I said, God, that Monday when I got up, I said, God, I am not putting these eye drops in my eye no more. I know if I don't put it in, my eye is going to start getting issues. It's going to get infected. I said, I'm not putting it in because I've been praying all this time. Lord, you know that I'm not going away from you anymore, but I need to heal, you know? So I said, I'm not putting it in, so be it. And if it still happens after today, I said, then maybe you're giving me a sign to go to the shrine. Folks, the whole day nothing happened, which would have normally happened. The second day, Tuesday, nothing happened. And then the third day, my friend, my witness from back home messaged me to say, I heard that one of the guy's children has died. And I said, I have nothing to do with him anymore. I blocked him and I will not get into that. But then that evening, the Wednesday, day 3, mind you, I've stopped the eye drops on Monday and my eyes still calm. Then Wednesday evening, they confirmed that it is her child of the lady who was on my case that passed. And ever since then, I've had peace. This is to show you, like, when someone goes out there, these things, when you get into it and say, I want this and this person dead, I want this and this person to suffer, blah, blah, blah. And when they go to that target and they find this target is strong in the Lord, that thing will come back and take the sacrifice from your own compound. So this is to encourage everyone out there. I am a witness that God's power is no joke. Let nobody fool you or convince you that there is power in the shrine. Witchcraft has no power against God. So I will sort of speak about other things in my next video, but that is it. You have heard my story, and I will sort of break it down in other videos, specific incidents and how I dealt with it. But this is in general how I overcame. And it goes to show you that you don't need someone to pray for you or pray over you. Or if there is someone genuine, normally, yes, they have to start you on the journey. They have to pray with you the first time and encourage you. Yeah. But if you really crave God, like I crave God, if you're desperate, like I was so desperate now, then He will pick you up Himself. He will give you understanding. I was in a Bible group for over 5 years. Every week is Bible study. I did not understand Jack. Even these ladies, when I asked them, the last time I spoke to one of them, she was like, I don't know what you're looking for. I'm looking for understanding. Understanding means I need to have it, I need to have someone critically help me analyze what I'm reading. But no one was there because they themselves probably haven't got that spiritual enough anointing, or they haven't been spiritually awakened yet. So it took just the craving for God for Him to pick me up. It's just all He needed to see me crave Him. Then He said, I'm picking you up, and He started teaching me Himself. And I give Him all the glory and honor. So folks, I will see you. I will see you in the next video. And please share, please comment. Anyone with their own experiences, let others know. Let me and others know by sharing your story with us. And yeah, I I know some people will be like, oh, that can't be real. It is real. It is real. It is real. So have a good evening, and may the grace of God be upon you. May He protect all of you, and have a great week. Take care. Bye.